Everybody, it's Elena Strongbow from SodaTutorials.com. When I go into the game and looking for content, I typically look for things that, I make choices that I just know, and then I kind of go, well, is that something that, a brand new player or, most players understand? And if it's not, I usually throw out a video on it. So today's an interesting one. It's not about the game, it's about how to get into the game, into the different modes. And you can see on the screen I have at the login prompt here where I can choose whether to play online or play offline. There's some options on the game, and view the intro sequence if you want to go back and see that again. But I really want to talk about play online, play offline. So play offline. Play offline is basically you're playing your own sandbox local environment, not on the server. This is the part that they're working on, where it's basically like think it like a game you get at the store. You get it, install it on your machine, and basically play it, on your machine, and it's not really online at all. So it will have different mechanics, and it'll be geared to a single person or a single player game. That one's still being polished out. Probably hear a lot of grief about that. People ask about where it's at, and all the folks have been on the online. I think the general description they've given us is that in order to make the offline mode correct, they really need to have the online mode. And when validating and working things through, if they design a new system, if they test it in offline mode, it will cover some of the use cases, but it won't cover them all, because you can get a pass on the offline mode where you go to play online and there could be a fail on some of the tests with that. But if you test it out in the online mode, that it will cover not only the online use cases, but which is the superset of the offline ones. So if you test the online stuff, you'll get you'll be pretty accurate that the offline mode's going to work correct. So that's why it's been lagging behind. That's what's been explained, and that's fine. Personally, I've never thought of playing it as an offline single player. The reason I want to play it is in online mode. So for me personally, that's not a big deal. But for some people, that's it's important, and just knowing that that's there. The online mode is the one where you have a lot of choices on here. Let me get into that. So when you get in, there's a couple things. First thing, you do know that there's two different clients. There's a client that can actually be downloaded through from Portalaria. I mean, it's a standalone client, and you can enter it in with your credentials and log in and use that. There's also the version of the game that's actually downloaded and managed by Steam, and it's a little bit different. Basically, using your Steam to control the access to it. A couple variations. First thing, if you put something in with Steam, it's going to get associated to your Steam account. Once it's associated with your account, your ability to transfer that or sell that account if you wanted to someone else kind of goes away, because it's locked into your Steam account. So if you make that choice, understand that going in mind. My game is actually managed by Steam. There's no way that I'm going to sell my account. There's no way that I'm going to transfer my account, including the fact that it's a backer account, it's a Royal Founder account, and all that stuff. I'm not going to have that option to do that. That's okay. I've already committed into the game, and I'm good with that. The other thing that affects it is the patching. If you've gone through the different releases, R37, 38, 39, you know that there are patches that have to be downloaded. The patching process through Steam is a lot better, a lot faster. I have people talking about when they're not using Steam that they're having multiple hours, 3-4 hours to get the download of the patch, and they're anxious to get into the game. Well, I pop in with Steam, and if there's an update queued, I'm on in about 20 minutes. So having Steam from a downloading of the patch perspective, especially at this point in the game, is I love it. I love that aspect of it. So I don't feel I made a bad choice for that. So that's just about where the client's at. And then so even in here, you have your three different modes: multiplayer online, single player online, and friends online. I'll start with the easier one: single player online. Single player online means you actually log into the game, you are online with the game, the environment, the world, the housings, items on vendors, it's all the normal online stuff. But what you see, it's only you. You're the only one that's person running around. So if I was actually standing in front of my house in single player online and someone was in front of my house in multiplayer online, we couldn't see each other, can't talk to each other, we're pretty much disconnected. But we share the same common world. So if I picked up my house, made it disappear, for the multiplayer person, would see the house disappear. Wouldn't know who, but would see it disappear. So it's a kind of weird kind of sharing of those resources. The number one reason, if unless you like to play, you're playing alone, you want to be completely isolated. I mean, that's a reason for doing it. The other thing is for gathering resources. In multiplayer online mode, if you and me both went to a mine and we both were mining for ore, we'd be competing for that ore. We'd be running around the same area. I'd take something, or I'd cut down a tree, or I'd mine some more, and it would be gone, and then you couldn't get it. So if you had 3 or 4 people kind of mining in the same area or gather resources in the same area, you'd have to be splitting those resources. It also comes from leveling. I want to go to an area, I want to fight a bunch of these thugs or whatever else. I'm competing with other people to do that. In single player online, I'm still playing online, but those things, the bad dudes, the resources, are all to me. So it's a little bit dissocial, but it's a little bit advantageous from a resourcing or leveling perspective. Multiplayer online is basically, it's a full-on game. You're online, you're in the world, you're in the same shared world as everybody. Everybody can see everybody, friends, not friends. You see them running around. It's just your normal full online. Friends Online is a little bit different. I've never been in on this, but Friends Online basically is multiplayer online, except it filters out anybody who's not on your friends list. So I'm not going to see anybody else. If you played Ultima Online, it's like going to West Brit Bank, and there's hundreds of people there, and a lot of them you don't know. In Friends Online, you would only see the ones that you've known or you've friended on there. So it's kind of just a cut down version. I've never done it. I'm pretty much, as of late, I typically don't even go to anything but multiplayer online. There's not enough people where I'm competing so much for resources and stuff. Once in a blue moon, I'll go on it just if I do happen to follow the situation. But most of the time, I'm in multiplayer. As far as Friends Online, I look at it. To me, I don't care who else is in the game. Let's be social and get around it. So that's it. So that's you have your client, which could be Steam controlled or a direct client you download from Portalarium. And when you go to log in, you can play offline for that single player game type mode, and then you have your multiplayer online or your online mode, which gives you access to multiplayer online, the full thing, single player, just you in the world, but you share the world itself still, and then Friends Online, which is multiplayer, but you only see basically people that are on your friends list, and that includes the chats or people in there. So that was it. I just want to talk about that and make you just kind of put that out there as new people come into the game. It's just one of those things we kind of cruise by all the time, I think, as the more experienced players. But for newer people, it's something that you're kind of presented. Oh, there are different ways I can actually come into the game and can exist in the game. I just want to get that out there and share it. So if you have any questions, put the comments on the video. It would be great. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribing. Hopefully you're finding the content useful. Once again, it's Elena Strombo from SodaTutorials.com. Take care.